Once again, people, thank you for being here. We said time is precious, so thank you for spending your time with me and Tap the Soul.
Say hi, Tap.
Hi, Tap.
Have it, you know?
Time I decide to have an in conversation with DJ Smiles. Remind me to give him a specific script to speak from. Please and thank you. Will I DJ on Twitch? I don't know. Who knows? But I want to have conversations. Not interviews, it's conversations. Teamwork. That's what I said, Doc.
Turn on your notifications. Let me do this in English. Yes, please turn on your notifications so you know when Tap the Soul is live and you can hear further conversations like these.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, man, enjoying the interview, you know.
No, it's not an interview. She gonna correct you. It's a conversation.
Oh, conversation. Okay.
Yes.
Conversation. I like that.
Once again, people, thank you for being here. We said time is precious, so thank you for spending your time with me and Tap the Soul.
Say hi, Tap.
Hi, Tap.
Have it, you know?
Time I decide to have an in conversation with DJ Smiles. Remind me to give him a specific script to speak from. Please and thank you. Will I DJ on Twitch? I don't know. Who knows? But I want to have conversations. Not interviews, it's conversations. Teamwork. That's what I said, Doc.
Turn on your notifications. Let me do this in English. Yes, please turn on your notifications so you know when Tap the Soul is live and you can hear further conversations like these.
Yes.
Okay.
Hello. Can you guys hear me okay? Whew. Thumbs up that you guys can hear me, no problem. Yes, no, maybe so, possibly not. Thumbs up, you can hear me. Thank you. Hello, beautiful people. Good evening, good afternoon. Sorry that I am late. Yeah, no, the camera isn't on yet. Camera will be on in a moment. Who's here? Let me see. You can't see me, but I can see you. Apple Blossom, my beautiful mod. Hello. Welcome in and thank you for being here. T.E. Dennis, I'm trying to get cozy and settled just like you. So happy to have you here. Drea, hello, beautiful. Karen Graham from downtown Canada, eh? Yeah, welcome in, hun. Who else? If I'm missing anybody, I apologize. I am Olax, my neighbor from around the corner down the street over the bridge. And yeah, welcome in. Happy Wednesday, everybody. I know you guys just like, what's going on? Why is my camera on yet? Let me see. Let me do this. Can you guys see me okay? I need to adjust, I think, hopefully. Yeah. Hey, Simply Patty. Wait, what are you doing? You're supposed to be playing a game somewhere. Hi, Simply Patty. Welcome in. Thank you for the resub. Is that what I saw just now? Resub. Whew. Okay, so I'm struggling today. I'm not even trying to fake the funk. It's been a rough day. It's been a rough couple of days. I'm gonna see how long I can do this stream. I'm gonna be really transparent with you guys. I am not 100% today, but I didn't want to not be here. It was important for me to show up and be here. So I am here. How's everyone doing? Enough about me. How's everyone doing? I'm going to get into some of the details of this, that, and the next. But in the meantime, I know T.E. Dennis is getting cozy and settled. I'm trying to do the same. Everybody who is here, drop me a line. Let me know. How are you doing? How's your week been going? How was your day? What did you do for yourself today? Mook. Hello, Mook. Mississippi Mook. Welcome in. Nice of you to join us. And I'm grinning because I'm just like, I don't know what misbehaving he's going to do in this stream today, but I welcome you being here. Thank you for stopping in and taking the time to come and hang out. Olax. I have to try to read these better. Yeah, I'm having a whole bunch of eyesight things going on right now. Is that a resub? Olax with the resub. Deadpool Girl Fire, welcome in. Can you please give Miss Dead Girl Pool Fire a shout out? I keep missing your stream, hun. One of these days, I'm going to try to catch your stream. Rough and nervous, but chin up. T.E. Dennis, just you saying that, I honestly feel like I'm ready to cry. I've been having that kind of a moment right about now. Deadpool Girl Fire, can you type in the chat when you will be turning on again? I have my notifications on, but for some reason I missed your streams, so I'd love to catch it just to see. You've been coming through the communities. You've been here in the collective a few times. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for hanging out. Yeah, I'm sipping on something today. Okay. So today's topic, behind my smile, access and boundaries. Before I get into the conversation, I'm going to do behind my smile in a minute. I want to say thank you. First of all, thank you. Thank you for being here. Those who are already here, those are to come, those who watch the replay, thank you. Those of you who know, you've seen the posts all over the place. There is a Twitch award. Debo King, hello, my love. Thank you for joining me. Enjoy your garden. Hopefully my voice is soothing to the girls while you are hanging with them. Thank you for being here. So yeah, the awards, not rewards, sweetie. The awards. I want to say thank you. I've got a lot of messages coming my way. Gifted sub. I don't know what's happening right now. I'm just going to keep talking. Apple Blossom is the one who is the most well-behaved person here to keep me looking like I am well-behaved. So if I miss something, I would like you to just know that she will catch something for me. So the awards, let me get focus. Let me get my zen on. Those of you who voted, whether it was for me or for somebody else, I want to say thank you. The community has called out a number of names for a bunch of categories. There's some of us that you know. There's some of us that you don't know. If you took the time to vote and support your people, I'm saying thank you. It's beautiful of you to come out and support. I said it in my posts on Instagram, and I've said it before. Beauty Bless, welcome in, sweetie, welcome in. Charmaine the villain, welcome in. Thank you. I said it before, whether I win or I don't win, I've already won. I've been recognized. We have been recognized. We show up here on a Wednesday. We bond. Sometimes we shed a tear. We get a lot of jokes. We talk about some deep, important topics. I'm going to continue to bring you deep, important topics. I think that's a big deal. Thank you. The awards, the new command has been updated. So next week, Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern on Armani Experiences page, will there be snacks? I like pretzels. I like pretzels too. So why didn't you show up with the snacks, Mook? You know, you walk in here, you know, take off your shoes, you say hi to a couple of people, and you start looking for food. Like, you didn't bring us food. You didn't come with gifts. Really, Mook? Really? So next week, Monday, on Amani Experiences channel, you will see !awards. The details are there. The award presentation ceremony will take place. There are a number of categories. There are a number of people in our community that were nominated. I voted. I know some, sorry, some of you voted multiple times. Right, Olax? Mook didn't even show up with coffee, like evening coffee and donuts to keep us going throughout the day. Like, it's been a long day, and he just like comes in here and I like pretzels. Yeah, I like pretzels too. Yeah, I don't drink coffee, but I take a donut, just a little bite of a donut. So we talked about the awards. The last couple of Wednesdays, I've had conversation with Mish Mish. I've had a conversation with I Am Chris Stubbs. Those of you who showed up for those, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I parked the Born for Music raid. This month, it is coming back next month. !BFM will give you the lineup. I'm just waiting for my flyer guy to finish my flyer so I can actually post the flyer. The lineup is there for those of you who are interested. He brought a few packs of Kool-Aid. I hope you have sugar. There's so many ways I can answer that. I'm just gonna not do that. Today's not Tuesday. In another space and place. The raid will be, thank you, because I needed that. So on October 18th, we will be kicking off volume 7 of the Born for Music raid. It took a hiatus. I am so excited to bring it back. Watikila, welcome in, hun. Welcome in, welcome in. The lineup for the Born for Music raid is as follows. Dr. C will kick it off. Then we are going to go over to Jimmy QJA. First time he's going to be on this raid. I'm hyped for him. Then we have DJ Blair, my nephew. He's going to come back and grace our presence. As I say his name, Dr. C, welcome in. You're not supposed to be here. You're supposed to be resting, but yeah. Then after that, we're going to go over to Snakey the Legend, who is also going to be new to the Born for Music raid family. And then the closer will be DJ Scorpion. Very much looking forward to this lineup. I said it in the very first conversation I had with DJ Smiles and with Dr. C. You know, when I thought about this raid and I put this raid together, it was really important to me to make sure that it honed in on what I wanted it to be. You know, 5 or 6 DJs, an hour and a half, open format, come and play and have fun. Remember why you love the music. Remember why you love to play. Like, just if you want to tell a story on the journey of how you came to become a DJ with the music, it is a completely open format. So when I have folks like Jimmy QJA, who I've been snooping in his channel a lot and seeing his variety, Snakey the Legend is a legend inside and outside. He's always traveling and doing stuff. I can't wait to sit down and have a conversation with him one of these days as well. Dr. C is like a household name amongst this collective. He is always doing something big. He does his Keep It or Delete It in his stream on Mondays. Those of you who are not already doing so, the rum raid that happens on a Monday, you can catch Dr. C. I'm not going to try to say the time because I don't know the time. I just know that when I get the notification, I show up and I turn up and then I sit in the bushes and I enjoy. But Keep It and Delete It is probably one of the most interactive sessions on Twitch that I really, truly enjoy. I look forward to it each and every Monday. Those of you on Kick, he sometimes shows up on Kick as well. I have an account there. I haven't done anything there. I don't know if I'll do something there. I'm not sure yet. What else? So at the 18th of October, the Born for Music raid volume 7 will be here. I may do a pop-up before doc. I'm not sure yet. If I take the day off, I might show up and do like a lunchtime, chat and just, sip a little something and eat some pretzels that Mook will bring me. Just saying. And then we'll have doc turn on and kick off the raid. What else is there? If you're not already doing so, please be sure to follow me on Instagram. Please be sure to subscribe to me on YouTube. To those of you who subscribed, thank you. I went in there the other day and I was like, wow, there's a lot of people that are here. I will be doing more on that page. I've been slacking on that and I apologize. I'm looking at the chat because I feel like I'm missing stuff. So I'm going to take a minute. I'm going to scroll and then we're going to get into some conversation. So Dr. C, I hope you're feeling okay. I hope everything's well with you and your family. Yeah, it is almost morning there, right? What time is it? 6:29? Yeah. Trouble doesn't need a day. Mook, I agree with you. I support trouble happening 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. But I'm supposed to be like a responsible adult here today. That's what I'm going to try to do. So I'm going to try to keep it within a box. Maybe I'll try. We'll see. What? Excuse me. Watakila, welcome in, welcome in. I don't know when you stream again, but let me know. Charmaine the Villain. Hopefully you're having a fantastic week. Beauty Bless. I said hello to you. Hello again. And I think I've caught everybody. If I've missed you, as I always say, Apple Blossom is the well-behaved one. So please rely on her to say hi to you on behalf of all of us. What else is there? I'm doing a journey of self, and I've asked you guys to join me in Behind My Smile, What's Behind Yours? And I started with the reset. I started on the beginning of September. I gave you guys a whole conversation about that, so I'm not going to go too deep into that one right now on how it came to be. It's not just a September thing for me. It's a journey. So the reset will take as long as it needs to take for me to feel like I've established what I need to. My foundation is in place, and I can continue moving on in the journey of life. And experience all of them to experience good, bad, ugly, and different, and grow from all of the experiences. With that said, today's conversation is about access and it's about boundaries. Before I get into that, I am going to take a moment and count to 5, maybe 5, probably 5. And then I'm going to do Behind My Smile. I always encourage and welcome you to do the same if you're in a safe place and space that you can close your eyes or keep your eyes open and just take a moment to yourself and just say, behind my smile, pause, and what are the words that come to mind? You don't even have to do anything with the words. If you want to share them in the chat, please feel free to share them in the chat. I'm all about conversation. You guys are my guests today. So today in conversation, Behind My Smile, What's Behind Yours? You guys are my guests. So please feel free to jump in and dialogue wherever you see fit. So with that said, let me do it. Okay. Behind my smile. Let me close my eyes so I don't get distracted. Behind my smile. Frustration. Excitement. The word I was going to say that I'm not going to say right now. And I'm happy. And I'm going to stop there. And the reason why I'm happy is since 7:58 this morning, there has been a jackhammer that has been going on outside my window. And the reason why I'm late is because I was waiting for them to finally put the tools away and pack it up and call it a day so that I can actually get here. I am not okay. I'm in some stupid amount of pain right now. So as I said before when I started this, if I do not continue the full stream today, I'm apologizing in advance. I just wanted to make sure that I turned on and I showed up for you. If I don't finish this conversation, I will pop up and do a part 2 to this or a continuation of this. But yeah, I've already popped painkillers. But yeah, I'm just gonna, like, if you're not getting the full dose of Tap the Soul today, it's because Tap the Soul is not 100% here today. Just it's as easy as that. So access and boundaries. It's interesting because when I started this journey, I really didn't know where I was going with it. I just knew that I needed to do it. And we all go through those moments, right? You see the self-help aisle in the bookstore, those of you who go in a bookstore. You read the post, you get into conversations, you're trying to work through the journey of self all the time. You should be, right? To me, it's an ongoing process. You're never fully healed. There's always something else that will help mature you and nurture you to whatever stage you are in your life. So when I started this, and I decided to share the reset and kind of let you guys know, those of you who follow me on Instagram, you see my stories. I'm posting what is relevant to me now, today. Sometimes we will see a post and it will pull on an emotion. And what I've learned to do is figure out, is that emotion a real emotion today? Or is that just an emotion that is lingering from something from the past, the past thing with the boy or the job or, the friend or whatever the case is. So I always try to post with intention, with purpose on where I am feeling I am at in that moment when I put that post out there. And one of the things that kept on coming up through some personal things and work things and whatever was, as I'm working through this reset, there's layers that you need to put in place. And I say it all the time, right? This isn't a 21-step program. I don't know what the steps are. I'm just tripping and scraping my knee and just making my journey. And those of you who want to share, come along and share and talk. Some of you have sent me messages. I know some of you have bought a journal. Some of you have realized that these conversations are helping you and nurturing you to continue your journey, how it works for you. We are accountable to ourselves, right? So whether you do this, you don't do this, you show up to chat, again, I just like the fact that you're actually taking that moment to think. Whether you act on it is entirely up to you. But access and boundaries, access and boundaries. T.E. Dennis, exactly. The now, the now. The now is huge, right? We're so focused on what's happened in the past. And then we become so focused on how do we fix the future? How do we get to the future that we don't actually stay in the now? Like we're so busy planning and rushing, and social media does that, right? Selectress Mistress Kush, welcome in, love, welcome in. Thank you for joining us. It's almost morning where you are. Yeah, I'm watching the time for you, UK folks. Please give her a shout. Oh, thank you, Apple. You've already done so. I hope you're having a fantastic week. Thank you for joining us. We are Behind My Smile. What's behind yours? And the topic today is access and boundaries. So where was I? Current state, being in the now. Being in the now is so hard for everybody because social media, life, you name it, everything pushes us to plan and move forward. And how are we getting from here to there and not actually stopping to smell the roses, enjoy where we are, live for the now, because they always say tomorrow's not guaranteed. It really is not guaranteed. One of the things I've realized, though, is that social media, and I'm going to start with social media, right? But it definitely goes beyond that. But social media has put us in a position where we have given access. Yeah, that's why, yeah, Behind My Smile, stop and breathe. I do it sometimes just at the randomest. I'll be in a meeting and I'll literally just close my eyes and just say like, Behind My Smile. And it gives me a moment to just remember, like, to stay grounded, right? So with social media, my page is public. I post what I want to post. I know some people have private pages. That's their personal choice. That's a whole conversation within itself. But what I find with social media today is that it's given everybody access to you, right? Every time you post, there's a notification. And, you know, I have people's notifications turned on as well. So when they post and I go and check it out and I see what they're up to, a lot of people post a lot of details about their life. Some choose not to, but you have that choice. But social media, either way, is still accessing you in a way that maybe you don't want to have people have that access to you. And I say that just from simply when I am scrolling through Instagram. Sorry, I've got an eyelash just trying to take my eyeball out right about now. When I'm scrolling through Instagram, and that's my main source, so I'm going to probably speak to Instagram more than anywhere else, right? I find that if I look at one thing, that is now the only thing that shows up as a sponsor in my feed. Prime example, Simply Patty and I have been talking about bed sheets. I'm all about decor right about now. You guys already know this with my painting up walls and stuff. And we talked about bed sheets and looked at one post. I think she sent me a message via text message, not even through Instagram. And in my Instagram, the only thing I keep seeing is the company that she mentioned and then every other company that's associated. Now, it's good in a way because it's giving me access to other companies out there that I wasn't considering that I can look into that are local and cheaper priced and better quality and all that stuff. But I didn't really ask Instagram to do that. T.I. Baby, welcome in, hun. I hope you're having a fantastic week. Welcome in, welcome in. And again, that's sorry, that's that access, right? And then we're going to talk about boundaries. I saw a post the other day and it was talking about boundaries are really for us, not for the people that we're putting in the boundary or keeping outside of that boundary. And I think that's a real conversation, right? We get into this mode where we want to have people close to us. We want to let people in. And I'm saying that because I was a total opposite until recently. I wanted nobody to be close to me. I had a bubble way before COVID. I didn't want anybody around me. Everybody can just stay to themselves. I was happy in my bubble of basketball games and concerts. Life was great. Had my job, have my child. I don't need anything else. I'm blessed. That's the way I've always seen it. But after a while, you decide to open up that boundary and give people that access. What I found for myself is that I went from one extreme to the other. I went from nobody being able to access me to now everybody being able to access me, right? I turn on the stream here. I'm on a camera. You guys, see my face, hear my voice. I post on Instagram. My page isn't private. Even for me on LinkedIn, the corporate world has access to me there. My page isn't private there. Everybody knows where I work, what I do. I live in Toronto. Everybody knows that. There's a whole bunch of access that's been given. Where do you draw the line? Have any of you stopped and thought about those areas in your life that you felt that you've given too much access to people? And this isn't just about social media. Like I started there, but think about the girlfriend, think about the boyfriend, think about the coworker, think about the superintendent, think about the mailman, think about you name the person, right? How much access do you give them to yourself? And where do you put that line of boundary in place? DJ Blair, welcome in, nephew. Thank you for joining us. We are in conversation behind my smile. What is behind yours? And today we're talking about access and boundaries. Those of you who want to chime in, please chime into the conversation. Definitely want to hear, what is your view on access? What is your view on boundary? And I'm going to include family if I didn't say that before. I think we assume that because they are our family, they should have access to all of our business, right? They should have access to everything that we're doing in our life. And I'm pretty sure some of you have auntie so-and-so that shouldn't hear what's going on in your life because they always have 2 cents about it. And then they're going to go and talk about it with the next auntie and the next cousin and the next uncle and the next whoever. So for yourself, Mish, welcome in, hun. Welcome in. For those of you in the chat, when we start talking about access and boundaries, please feel free to type in the chat. What does that mean to you? How do you control it? What are your thoughts about it? Do you think there's a place for it in your life? Is it something you've pondered? Is it something you're willing to ponder now as we're taking this journey on the reset? Let me know, please. I'm just going to take a sip in the meantime before Apple Blossom tells me to hydrate. Wow, there we go. So, any takers, any conversation takers, who is coming? Yeah, Apple Blossom, I'm trying to beat you to it. I'm trying. And I do need to stay hydrated because, it's good for your health, right? So access, boundaries, who's got some conversation, who's got some stories. Like I've had some crazy moments recently where I realized that I just opened up the door and said, come sit down and put your foot on my couch, not just for an in conversation, but into areas of my life that I should not have given people access to. How about yourselves? You guys are extra quiet. You're making me do all the talking today. Wow. This is rough today. DJ Jen, wow, she just comes right in and takes off her shoes and puts up her feet to start. Welcome in, DJ Jen. Thank you for joining us. So I'm going to pin your comment so I can read it before it moves. Boundaries is something I hold to certain standards these days because I gave my family too much of me. Yeah, that's just it, right? And I think it's something that I don't want to say it's a bad thing, right? It shouldn't be viewed as a bad thing. I think we just need to remember ourselves when we're giving people that access. Are you comfortable with those people, family or otherwise, to have that kind of access to you, right? Mish, let me catch your comment as well. Access can be tricky, and boundaries is about communication for the respect of space. That word respect, yeah. If you don't have the right amount of boundaries in place, and Apple Blossom, you posted something earlier, right? When you don't have that boundary in place and when you don't define what that level of access should be, people will disrespect your space. And they don't even realize they're disrespecting it because they were not identified that they are stepping within or outside of a boundary that was set for them. I don't even think you always have to tell somebody, hey, you're in this box. You cannot step out of this box. These are your rules and guidelines. You need to keep that for yourself and just make sure that you navigate yourself with that person or persons on what you're comfortable to have happen or not happen. You know what I mean? But I really like that. Yeah, it can be tricky. You kind of want people to have access to you, right? I'll take respect over loyalty. You say that all the time, and I absolutely love that. I have to pin that. Debo King, I'll take respect over loyalty. Yeah, I agree. I want both. I know that it's, I'm being greedy and asking for too much. I definitely want the respect. I think that is important. And if you want to expand on that in your in the dialogue to this, please feel free. I know you and I have talked about it before. Boundaries are necessary. And, as I said, I saw a post before, and I really think that it is applicable. The boundaries are for me. It's not necessarily for that person. It probably is to protect that person, because if they cross into a boundary that they are not supposed to be playing in when it comes to me, the wrath of TaptheSoul will come alive. And they're going to be like, well, what happened? Yeah. So even if I don't define it, I still have to stay within the confines of it, right? T.E. Dennis, let me catch your, hold on, let me catch your message. Although my IG is private, when I got sick, I opened up more on IG, more so for myself, but letting people know what was happening. A lot of people genuinely care. Me, I do too. Yeah. So how you use IG plays a part. I have two acts, business and personal. Yeah. So that's a good point that you raised, right? My IG was never about my personal life. Yeah, I'd post music and I'd post different things that was going on. It wasn't until I started talking here to you guys, or, I told you guys the other day that I have type 2 diabetes. I've never mentioned that I don't post that on my Instagram page. I think I did one post and it was like hidden as a hashtag. But I've never actually publicly said anything until this conversation. Was it 2 weeks ago? 3 weeks ago? Couple weeks ago, when I came back and did the reset. I think that's when I mentioned it. Or no, I'm lying. It was when I was with Mish, who's also put a comment here in the conversation with Mish, and she's talking about her meal plans and what she does and her restaurant that she's going to be creating. And I want one in Toronto, please and thank you. I mentioned it there, right? I opened up the door for people to know what was going on. People just knew I was having some kind of health stuff. I was not well. Some people sent me messages. They wanted to know what was wrong. And I said chronic illness, didn't tell people. Unless you were a part of my immediate bubble, I wasn't sharing that information, right? And now I've been comfortable to use Instagram to share more, not necessarily that, but to your point, T.E. Dennis, to definitely do that. I set boundaries to maintain my own self-control for different individuals. Yeah. I'm still learning that. I'm still learning that. Yeah. A moment just hit, and I'm still that. To me, once I let you in, I let you in. I don't want to have boundaries. I don't want to have probation periods of, talking to people and letting them in my space. If I trust your energy, I want to know that I can share with you and you can share with me, and there doesn't need to be boundaries. But I'm learning that that's not always the best way to move forward, right? Apple Blossom, it's like a journal as well as for some people. Yeah, people need to learn how to interact with you. And if you don't tell them, how are they going to know, right? I'm just catching some of your comments, so I'm a little behind. Some people feel entitled to having access to you, especially family, and people often feel disrespected when you try to set boundaries. Yeah, and you know what, Jen, when you say that, think about that though, right? When people get upset about you having boundaries, why is that, right? Like why should they be upset with you having boundaries to protect yourself, to keep yourself nurtured, to keep yourself guarded? And it doesn't necessarily mean because they're harming you, but the fact that they have a reaction out of it makes me think that extra layer of, but why do you have a problem with that? You should be respectful on, okay, this is what Tap needs. I'll work with that, right? Debo, loyalty is only good as long as we connect. If we depart, your respect for me will never let you dishonor me. Wow. What we hope so, right? Like that is the difference of respect and loyalty. Yeah. That is that is so true right about now. Let me scroll as I see this here. Mish, I want the restaurant in Toronto. I'm just saying. I don't know where in Toronto, because Toronto is expensive no matter what, but I want the restaurant in Toronto. Just want to throw that in there. Selectress Mistress Kush. As difficult as it may be for people, boundaries are a healthy requirement that we need and can apply to any aspect of our lives. Some find it hard to navigate than others, in the sense that it may be harder to set boundaries when you've allowed people to have unlimited access to you. To me, setting boundaries is more for my peace of mind and sanity than anything else. And that's right there. That is it right there. I used to feel that having the people that I need around me meant that they were supposed to have all access to me, because they would always be there for me and they would protect me. And I had to learn the hard way recently, actually, that just because they have access to you and you've given them that access doesn't mean that they respect you, that word, to protect you and to keep you safe. Right? Like, I said it in one of the other streams. I don't want to be the strong woman. Like I prefer to be fragile, because then I know that you're going to protect me and you're going to care for me because I'm fragile, and you want to make sure that I stay protected. Right? And making sure you protect my peace of mind and my sanity is definitely high on the list. This is not about protecting me from, the ball hitting my knee or me scratching my toe or bumping my toe. Sorry, I had to put that in there. They know who that applies to. If you bump your toe later, please do not blame me. I'm saying it in the conversation. I'm not saying it to will in any intention on your toe being bumped. Just want to put that out there. But yeah, the boundaries are hard. You know, I don't even know how to define what a call to action would be for us around that. But let me continue to read some comments. I care less what people think of things I share. I'm fully aware of what I post and how it's interpreted. Yeah. I post with intention. There's times I'm posting and shots are being fired. And if you feel that it's being applicable to you, then I guess you know that you got the message. Other people will go right over their head, and that's completely fine. Lily, hello, sweetie. Welcome in. Welcome in. I pay attention to who isn't respectful, especially when people are vulnerable with them. And then I have a boundary of not sharing much personal stuff with them. That can change if they take ownership and change, though. Yeah. Welcome in, hun. So nice to see you. Yeah. It's the sharing, right? Like, again, like if my energy connects with yours, I do not want to have to go through a probationary period. I'm gonna pick on Apple Blossom, right? So Apple Blossom and I, we met here on Twitch. Our relationship is new. I value her, and not just because she's here as a mod on this channel. I value her, our interactions, the messages. You know, I called her Auntie Apple the other day because I feel like she's always coming for me with some kind of something. She's picked up and she's learned me really, really well, where she already knows what I'm going to say and do before I do it. And she will have the counter in the voice note that I haven't even listened to yet. I didn't have to have a boundary, a probationary period on do I really want to share what I'm sharing with her. You know, there was a little, but it wasn't to a point of, well, I'm not saying anything to her and then we'll see how she behaves and then I'll let her in. My energy and my spirit said she's a good person. Let me learn her and let her learn me. And we built this sisterhood together. And I think that's how it should be, regardless. It doesn't always have to be about a romantic relationship, right? It should just be that that's how people interact with each other. But today I find that people are so intrusive on expectations to have full access to you that you then have to start to pull back and have that, oh, I'm not sure if I should let people in. Yeah, I knew the eyes were coming. You know, people's big toes or pinky or whatever it is. Yeah, if anybody hits their toe tonight, sorry, not my fault. Mish, I want to read your comment. I feel once I let you in, you should have a certain amount of access, but I will let you know about my boundaries. How do you do that? Can you share? Because that's something I'm still learning in this journey, right? How do you set boundaries? How do you tell that person that maybe had full access to you, you no longer have that access? Or how do you set that boundary right out the gate? Like what are your steps, if you don't mind? I'm going to keep scrolling. I can't. Leroy, welcome in, fam. Deluxe is stepping up inside here tonight. Welcome in. So nice of you to join us. I'm scrolling. I'm going to have to get the light soon. I can't believe it's getting this dark already. This is crazy. Okay, 1 second. I just had to pause. Am I even able to get up? I am properly dressed. I don't want to hear any comments from anybody. But yeah, I'll leave the camera going. Should be fine. I can slide out of the way. Let me slide back in here. This is one of those moments where I'm just like, I am properly dressed. But when you're in the comfort of your home, the bottom half, you don't have to worry because that part's not on the camera. So, you know, yeah, that. Okay, so let me go back to this. Those of you who want to share, that's true. It fell right in place. It did. And I have to say, like, you know, I said it to somebody else. I'm just like, I had no idea that Apple Blossom was going to end up being like the mod, my ultimate ride or die partner in doing what I'm doing. And I'm blessed for that. Didn't plan for it, had no idea. You know, I've been anti everything about Twitch, and she just rolls her eyes and just keeps talking and telling me what I need to do. So when I say things like I'm going to start using channel points and I'm going to be appreciative of bits and subs, like that's like she's seeing me grow. Like that's just like growth for her. Let me come back to these comments. DJ Smiles, welcome in. I don't even know what you said yet, so I haven't gotten there. So, T.E. Dennis, I have this saying, don't watch me, watch yourself. Yes. Those who know me, know me. Yeah. Come correct or don't bother. I'm an energy reader. Yeah. T.E. Dennis, I'm going to throw the question to you while I'm still catching up to the comments. Do you ever read the energy wrong? Genuine question. Because I know for myself, I will say, I always want to assume that the energy I've connected with is the real energy, but sometimes I think I've gotten it wrong. It's not sitting from a point of regret, but maybe I just didn't see the energy the way I was supposed to see the energy, and then it becomes a learning lesson, right? I'm going to keep scrolling. Being soft or fragile can be interpreted in many ways. My soft life looks different from somebody else. My strength is my softness. Yeah, I'm tired of being strong. Like, I'm tired of people having this assumption that they don't have to worry because Tap can take care of this and she can manage that. And she I want to be able to be soft and I want to be able to be fragile. Will I break? Yeah, everybody can break, right? If you really think about it. Unless you saw it in the picture frame. Oh, did it show up in the picture frame? Smiles. Really? Dude. Like, now I'm just like, crap, did it show? No, I'm good. I have on bottoms, so I'm okay. I'm just gonna keep scrolling. Yeah, that's not cool. That's so not cool right now. I agree. You can see the energy wrong. Yeah, right? Like, and maybe the word wrong. Hang on, let me do this in the meantime. Maybe the word wrong is not even the right word. You were supposed to see it the way you saw it. Maybe that's the way I have to start looking at it, right? Maybe you were supposed to see it the way you saw it. You were supposed to learn the lesson you're supposed to learn from it. And then you learn how to navigate forward, right? Does that access with that person now change because that energy is not the frequency that you thought it was? Should it change, right? Do you keep the boundaries? Do you cut them off? Do you keep them in? Like, those are all those questions that we should be asking ourselves on a regular basis. Selectress Mistress Kush, I'm going to come back to your comment. All I keep thinking right now is, did the picture frame catch a reflection? Like, that's where my mind is. Smiles, damn you. Communication and honesty have always worked best for me. Difficult conversations always require listening ears, the ability to listen to what somebody is really telling you and being able to talk your truth whilst being mindful and sensitive. We don't listen well. I always notice, and I'm trying to get better for even myself, but when you were talking to somebody, that person is so quick to just respond that they're not actually even hearing what you're saying. They just want to come with their response with words. Like, if you really process the words that the person is saying to you and then have a response, it's very different. So yeah, listening ears. Yeah, that does not. Yeah. That's not an easy thing. And I know sometimes somebody will be saying something to me and I'm like, yeah, I'm ready to clap back. And I have to start learning. I'm not going to say I'm going to count to 5 all the time, but just to take that moment to process their words before I have that response, making sure that the response is based on me hearing what they said and not just me wanting to throw words out there. Right. Happy Wednesday to you too, DJ Smiles. I hope you had a good day. I hope you're having a good week. Enjoyed your Soka stream yesterday. Thank you for the vibes. T.E. Dennis. Yes, I give the opportunity, but eventually true colors come out. Yeah. I'm more on port of late. Situation open. Yeah. Your vibrations more. Yeah. The bounce back for me, I'm going to say, is hard, right? When you give somebody your energy, when you connect with somebody else's energy, and then there is, I really don't see too well. I'm happy that you don't see too well. So there's hope for me after all. I'm just gonna make sure I don't get up again during the stream just to be on the safe side, or I'm turning off the camera. Yeah, when I give somebody my energy, I'm saying I trust you. When somebody gives me their energy, they're saying that they trust me. When I talk about trust, I also talk about love. And again, love does not always have to be an intimate setting between two people, right? So if I'm saying that my energy and your energy is a compatible conversation and a connection, and that there's trust there, I want you to have that access. I want you to not be in a confined of a boundary. what I'm learning, and what it sounds like many of you are saying this as well, is that you've had to put those boundaries in place regardless of giving people that access. So I asked it before and I might have missed the response, but how do you define putting in that boundary? Like, what is your process? If anyone is comfortable with sharing that, please drop that in the chat. Mish, there's your comment. I wasn't sure if I missed your comment before. I said boundaries from the beginning. I will let someone know. I will let you know what makes me uncomfortable and how I work through it until I can't work through it anymore. And then we have boundary set. Yeah, that's interesting. I haven't actually tried that. Yeah. I try to always operate in a fluid state. I probably do have some set of boundaries when I think about it right out the gate. I won't necessarily, let people know exactly what I feel, but I don't necessarily have a probation window, right? Like I really feel that when two people connect, or when a collective like all of us are together and we connect. We should just be vibing, talking, hanging, socializing, and sharing what we're sharing, because we're nurturing each other, right? When I have to start putting boundaries, that makes me question my trust. Are you trustworthy? And I want you to be trustworthy. I don't want to have to sit there and think that I have somebody around me that I don't feel is trustworthy to have access to me, because then that makes me completely close off. I'm not operating from my purest self. And that it goes against the flow of who I am. But I like that you are able to set that from the beginning. Interesting. That is interesting. How do you put boundaries in place when you're dealing with your family? Do you have a separate boundary guideline when you're dealing with, auntie so-and-so, uncle so-and-so, or even your parents or your siblings? Like, do you have boundaries in place, and how do you define that and navigate through that? Does anybody have any thoughts around that they want to share? I'm just going to keep sipping along the way as well. Sharishi, welcome in, sweetie. Welcome in. Happy Wednesday. I'm acting like I don't know the day, like what day I stream. Happy Wednesday. We are behind my smile. What's behind yours? And today's conversation is access and boundaries. And I always say I'm coming to talk, right? I don't have the 5-step, the 21-step on how to do it and whatever. It is just for us to kind of share our thoughts, fuse thoughts amongst each other, and see where the conversation takes us. Apple Blossom, usual if I'm not feeling your aura, I don't engage or give you my time. So usual set boundaries when something happens. Yeah, it's the change of energy, the change of aura. That's when when I have to pull back, that's where I'm out of my element. Because then I start to question everything. Was anything real? Was the vibe real? Was that person's energy genuine? You had to learn something from that person at that time. What was the lesson that you're supposed to learn? Good or bad, right? Good or bad. With family especially, I know that I've had, and I know I'm doing my In Conversation. I don't think I mentioned that. So next month I am doing Tap the Soul in Conversation with Tap the Soul. We're going to see how that goes. There's a plan of how that's going to play out, but we'll see. I might talk a little bit more on some of the details about my life off camera. But I do find with my family, I've had to put boundaries in place that I never thought I'd put in place, right? And I think sometimes why I'm asking about that family part is sometimes the people that need the most boundary and that we give the most access is our family. And I think Jen, you mentioned that earlier, right? You wow, that timer just worked right on cue. October the 11th at 7 p.m. Tap the Soul will be in conversation with Tap the Soul. There you go. I find that when we have conversations with our family and we're sharing our lives, it should always be from a place of trust. You shouldn't have to question whether auntie so-and-so or uncle so-and-so is going to take your business and disrespect you in any kind of way, right? Professional teacher, welcome in, love. Please give the lovely professional teacher a shout out. I never know if you're going to be streaming, but I still want people to always be following you in case you decide to turn on again one of these days. I hope you're having a fantastic Wednesday. I feel it's different in certain relationships. Hold on, let me pin that before that runs away from us. I feel it's different in certain relationships, friends and some family. I feel conversation has to take place. My family, I have distanced myself. Yeah. I've had a family situation. I've had one recently that I won't talk about right now, but I've had that growing up where I just cut, like, literally. I love you too, my love. Thank you, thank you. I literally just cut. I've tried to do the conversation thing, and then I just realized that I'm trying to convince somebody to do something that they're not comfortable with doing, that they're not willing to understand. Why am I putting that out there? Why am I requesting that? So I just cut, dip. That's it. All right. Yep. Cut them. Yeah. Yeah. And it doesn't make it easy. DH lady, welcome in, my love. Welcome in. Welcome in. I think it doesn't make it easy because then you run into these scenarios where you're at the family barbecue or you go to the wedding or you go to the funeral, and I'll be respectful, but I'm not going to act like, oh, we're cool. Like, I'm not going to fake the funk. If you and I are not on talking terms, because I feel that that is the best way to protect my energy and protect my, as you said earlier, protect your sanity and your peace. Yeah, we're not talking. I'm not going to be taking shots at you. I'm just going to make sure that you stay over on the left and I'll stay over on the right, and we'll have a good time in the same surroundings, and we'll just keep it moving, right? What did I miss? You just said something. Cut the cord. It's best for, yeah, it's best to find your peace. Yeah. Sometimes it's easier than others, right? There's some people in your life, with your family, or with your friends, where it is easy to cut them, right? Whatever happens. It doesn't even have to be like a bad situation, right? You just know that this person is no longer safe for your energy, and you need to put a boundary around the scenario, or their interaction with you, and you cut them. Life goes on. And then there's others where you know you need to do it. I posted that earlier, something similar to that earlier, right? You know you need to do it, or you're doing it, but your heart and your emotions haven't fully cut the cord. So you're still kind of carrying it. Like it's holding you back, actually, because you're still thinking on it. You're still sitting in that place when the sooner you cut it and move forward, the better it is for you. But sometimes it's not easy to just, jump and do that. Apple Blossom, see, Auntie Apple, is you name Auntie, anything mess with my peace of mind, have to go. Yeah. I'm becoming an adult that way. As I said, there's some things where it's easy. And I mean, again, this is not just about relationships with people, right? It's things, the job, right? Depending on where you are, what you're doing, it could be anything, right? If it's holding you back in some way from moving forward, you need to figure out how to cut that access. And that's when I say access, I'm thinking about that as well, where it's not just people, it's that access to your emotion, that access to your space in your brain that they shouldn't have access to. Mish, trust is value. That's not really considered when setting boundaries. There is no different when you set boundaries for your family, friends, and intimate partner. Yeah. And I never used to look at it that way. And then I realized I had to look at it that way. But as I said earlier, if I say I trust you, there's a level of love that I have with you. If once I say I trust you, and if you break my trust, you break my heart, because I've opened myself up to you to give you access to share my energy. And it doesn't have to be an intimate relationship. I think a lot of people get that confused, right? And that is, your brain is working slow. I'm surprised my brain is still going. And I have to just say thank you, because I actually didn't think I'd even be on this long. So I guess the pain meds are definitely chipping in. I'm not going to keep this going too much longer, because I want to make sure that I can actually get off of this chair and move. But yeah, I wanted to definitely say thank you guys for being here. Let me catch some more of the comments. Loyalty is so important to me. Once broken, I have no problem cutting. Yeah, and it ties back to Debo's comment earlier, right? Like preferring respect over loyalty, because once you break that loyalty, loyalty, trust, respect, it's a whole mesh pot of connections along all of those. I think they're all integrated in some way, shape, or form. And once any of those gets disrupted, everything pretty much falls apart, right? I don't think, I'm not going to say that. I was going to say that, but maybe I'm not 100% on that one. Let me keep going. DH lady with the eyes. What's the eyes for? Oh, yeah, you weren't here earlier. Yeah, I wasn't sure if I'd be on the stream this long. I am, and I said it earlier, I am not 100% today. I am so far from 100% today, but I wanted to make sure I showed up for my peoples. Somebody just did something, and what am I missing right now? I'm just gonna say whoever did whatever they just did with that notification. Thank you. I got it. Resell. Missy Bell, welcome in, sweetie. Welcome in. See there, the woman with the sexy lips. Missy Bell, welcome in. Happy Wednesday. Thank you, TI baby. It's been one of those. It's been a patch of period of time. Yeah. I'll be better soon. And I turn off the camera and sit on my couch and relax. I was gonna just take off the bra. Yes, I just said that to those in the chat. Yeah. I'll start to feel a lot better. Miss Bell, welcome in. Thank you for joining us. We are behind my smile. What's behind yours? And today we're talking about access, and we're talking about boundaries. And I'm just gonna keep saying, Shara. Listen. The ladies in the chat, they know what's up. Like. When I was going to an office, I wouldn't even be out of the car yet, and that bra is off. Like that was like gone. Like you just want to just be free, relax, let loose. Yes, I just said all of that, and I know the replay is going to catch this. So I'm not going to edit it out because I know a lot of you women completely hear and understand where I'm going right about now. Bra off, release. Yeah. It's interesting for me, that and pants. Yeah, like this. I just want to be free. If I can walk around naked all day and not have to worry, absolutely. It would be absolute joy. Professional teacher, I hate bras. Like there was a long time I never even needed to wear a bra. And now that I'm older and I have to wear one, I'm just like, what the hell? Like I feel like I'm in prison. But anyways, there's that level of access and boundary I need to put in place because y'all getting too much business about that. DJ Smiles, that no comment. No comment from the peanut gallery, please. Just yeah. Well, if you don't cover your eyes, it might get bruised because, things are just swinging and swaying all over the place. So as I was saying, DJ Jen, Mish, I agree. But Caribbean family members get so extra and entitled where boundaries have to be so aggressive. In that perspective, I feel it's different with my friends. Caribbean families are a whole next level of conversation. I don't even think it's limited. I'm just going to post this. We're just going to continue. While those of you read that comment on the screen, thank you for that feedback, DJ Smiles. Caribbean families are next level. And I know we have some American friends here, and I'm not sure if they come from a Caribbean descent, if they'll agree, but I actually think all families feel entitled. Okay, let me take this comment off now. The damage has been done. Apple Blossom, no limit at all. They feel entitled. I know I've made some decisions throughout my life, and people turned their eye and had a whole bunch of things to say. And I'm thinking, but it's my life though. Like, if that's what I decide to do, even if you feel like you're coming from a good place, you still have to respect that I am going to make decisions. You are going to make decisions that is best for you. And people should respect it. Again, coming back to that whole access and boundaries. And people just don't. Even if he wasn't here, I feel like between him and any others that might be chilling in the cut or sitting in the bushes right about now or on the bench, they would have that same thought that they hated as well. I was gonna go somewhere. I'm gonna leave that out. So access, no worries, Apple, no worries. Professional teacher, but there's a whole listen, we start talking about bras, there's a whole other conversation about access and boundaries that's applicable about that as well. But you see, I'm just not going to bring it to that level of conversation today. We're going to keep it on an adult level, PG 13, 16, something like that. Caribbean families, American families, I don't even think it's bras need boundaries. Yeah, sip that tea. Yeah, bras do need boundaries, and that boundary is I really don't want to wear you ever, so please just stay in the drawer and look cute. That's where my mind goes with them, but every once in a while I have to apparently wear one. I don't even think the family is just limited to Caribbean. And DJ Jen, for those who don't have Caribbean families, they may not see what you're saying. I see it because my background is Jamaican, so I completely understand where you're going. But I think when you talk to some of our American friends or from other cultures, not just from a Caribbean background, I know some friends who have had some really brutal upbringing because their families have been really intrusive in their life. the man that they marry, the woman that they marry, the career that they lead. If you're in a certain type of family, there's an expectation that you take a certain type of a path, right? And you can't deviate from that path. Therefore, anything that you're doing, they want full access. Like when you buy the car, you buy the house, you meet the guy, like all of that becomes that level of access. Like you can't take them out of it because they feel that they're entitled to be involved in everything. And I think that's a pain point for a lot of people, regardless of the background. But DJ Jen, if you'd love to expand more to educate professional teacher, please feel free to type in the chat and do so. Boundaries. Yeah, I need to put some boundaries and not talk about, flinging off bras and stuff like that. I'm just hoping that my child is not still in this channel, shaking her head in disgust that this is what her mom is carrying on with on a Wednesday evening. Yeah. Everyone, as I am hydrating, please take a moment and hydrate for yourself. If you're able to, please stand, stretch, twist, turn, crack a knuckle there. She learned, yeah. Simply Patty just knows there's no hope for me. I know she just shakes her head sometimes and I'm just like, just love me. I'm there. There's a few folks and they know who they are, where I'm just always saying like, I am who I am. Just love me. Just love me. That's what we need. That's definitely what we need. Agreed. As my ex is Nigerian and you just described his family as well. Yeah. I have some friends where I grew up in Toronto or in the west side of Toronto. There's some of the families there where, there's certain people you couldn't marry and there's certain people you couldn't hang out with and there's certain schools you couldn't go to. That kind of access into somebody's life is disrespectful. Like if somebody wants to go to a certain school and follow a certain career path, why should somebody have that kind of access to tell you that you can or can't do so? And it doesn't matter if they're paying you tuitions, because somebody's gonna be like, well, I'm paying the money for their tuition, so I have to. No, you're paying for them to be happy to choose a life that they want to live. And it should not been a Bayesian family as well. Yeah. I think we all have those stories, right? Regardless of where we come from, that level of access is what forces us to have the boundaries. And DJ Jen, to your point earlier, when you put those boundaries in place, it doesn't even come into a neutral territory of, let me put the boundary in place and I can still socialize in a gathering. Once you put that boundary in place, you're pretty much excluded. You're now removed. You're not able to socialize as much as you would want to. I'm just going to turn this light up just a little bit more. There we go. You're almost seen as an outcast, right? Because you're not following the expectation that they have for you, because you've blocked them out, right? So to speak. I missed a comment earlier and I just want to catch that. T.E. Dennis, there needs to be respect of everyone and being their own individual self. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Like whatever my daughter wanted to do in her career, I will always support her, right? Like, yeah, the cut eyes and the stares. Listen, it's a lot more than cut eye and stairs. I'm pretty sure if they can slash tires, my tires would be slashed. Like I'm at that point, right? I'm talking about this pain right now, and it could be, anyways. I won't go there. But like whatever my daughter wanted to do in her career, I would never tell her, well, sorry, you can't. You have to go this path or you have to go that path. I would always sit and have a conversation with her and learn, why she's choosing this, why she's interested in that, and I'll give her sound advice. But at the end of the day, her decision is still hers, right? Like, and again, it doesn't matter if I'm paying the tuition or she's paying the tuition. You have to respect the choices that other people make and move with it instead of moving against it, right? Like DH lady just throws the, well, dang. And I was like, yeah, okay, well, yeah, that happened. Boundaries. We're all here on Twitch. Here you guys all are in my living room or in my streaming area, not necessarily my living room. You have access to me. I've given you access. You can type to me in the chat. You send me messages. You're on my Instagram. I tell you to go and follow me on my YouTube. Those of you who are also streamers or DJs, you open up yourself to people here. You're giving people access. I'm still learning, how do I control that access? Because I'm on a camera, because I'm on a mic and I'm talking to you and I'm now sharing my journey that I'm going through when I talk about the reset, it doesn't mean that everybody needs to be in my business of what I do 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Some people do it. That's their choice. Every single bite they eat and whatever is, posted, and that's, it's your thing. I think even trying to figure out how do I have boundaries around the access that I've given everybody to me in this platform has been something I'm still trying to learn, right? And T.E. Dennis, when I asked you the question about the energy, and that's just it, right? We're all in here chatting. We're in other people's streams and we're chatting and we're socializing and we're having a good time. You want to trust the energy of who you're typing to is good energy, right? And there's some people you type to and you're just like, yeah, nah, I'll type to you in a chat and I'll say hi, but in person, we will never shake hands. We will never hug. You'll never have that kind of access to me. Energy is huge. And there's people where I know I've been to public events and I don't talk to somebody. I'll say hi to you in the chat and I'm being respectful, but your energy doesn't align to me in real life. So I won't shake your hand. I won't hug you. I won't even acknowledge you in some cases. And I know some people may think that that's rude. I guess that's me setting boundaries, right? Where it has to be a level of comfort. There's some folks in here that do the opposite, right? You like everybody, you hug everybody, you shake everybody. And to me, I'm just like, if I'm giving you access to touch me, this can go wrong in so many ways as I'm saying this. If I give you access to touch me, I'm saying that I trust you. And I trust you completely. And that is shaking hands. Way before COVID, I was not a handshaker. And I deal with vendors all the time. So you're always having to shake hands and sit down and do this and do that. Nope. I mean, even for me, vendor lunches, I would always tell them I'm really selective about who I'm going to have lunch with. I don't want to give you 2 hours of my time in the middle of the day. I don't trust you to give you that kind of energy. I have to do business with you, but it doesn't mean I want to break bread with you. And people would get offended about that. So I guess in some ways I have learned to put those boundaries in place. I probably didn't execute the communication around it really well in some cases, but yeah. Depends on the time of the month for me. Moody. Yo, I'm always moody. Sure. Yeah, I'm always moody. It's a part of I'm going to say it's a part of my charm. And anybody who says otherwise, I don't want to hear it right now. Exactly. I'm highly sensitive. So energy speaks loud to me. Yeah. Yeah. And there's some people I'm just like, I absolutely, like, I don't even hesitate. Meet them and it's automatic hug. Like, like suffocate them kind of hug, jump them kind of hug. It really does come down to, yeah, from the word touch. Yeah. It really just comes down to that energy. And it does tie back to the word, like access and boundaries for me. I think I'm going to be lingering in that space a little bit longer than I thought I would, because I'm still learning who do I need to actually define a boundary around. Like, I don't even want to get to that level of thought, but I have to now get to that level of thought, right? DJ Jen, a whole song popped in your head when you heard the word touch. A whole separate conversation jumped in my head when I said touch, which is why I had to remind myself, don't go down that path, go down this path. But yeah. And some people, it doesn't faze them, right? They'll hug everybody. They'll hug and kiss everybody. There's a lot of people who are huggers. I was a hugger for a period of time, but again, there's some people I wouldn't, I'll fist pump. And even that was kind of like, do I have to? Like, I don't even want to like clink a glass with some people just. And again, I'm not saying that they're a bad person. Like, let me put that out there. So I'm not saying that they're a bad person. I'm just saying that there's a compatibility issue with their energy and my energy, right? Yeah, Miss Bell. Yeah. If D Wills was in here, she would mention that, because she knew right out the gate I was not a hugger. When I met her in May, the first time I went to the UK, it took a minute before I was just like, and it was nothing about her being bad energy. It was just, I just felt extra guarded because there was just too much energy in the room and I couldn't really gauge who was who that I wanted to like touch, again, that word, or be touched by. Yeah, I just said what I said. So it took a minute for me to really hone in on, these are the good folks that I'm actually okay with touching me and sharing my space with them, and bonding with them and connecting with them, right? Yes, Miss Bell. Yes. Yeah. And you are a hugger. And I still can't believe that you and I didn't get a picture together. Yeah. You guys seeing that picture with the sexy lips? If those of you are wondering, anytime I see Miss Bell in a chat, there is always a hello with a set of lips that I drop. And that is the reason why. She's always got the wickedest red lipstick that just makes you to sit there and think, I need to go and evaluate my life and make a trip to the Mac store. So yes, and I know you're blushing over there and you're probably gonna have some words for me in a side chat. I welcome it because I said what I said. DJ Smiles, I like it here. I like you being here. It's nice for you to be the I don't even want to say the heckler in the group. I like you being engaged in the dialogue. It's important that we're all here talking. If you touch, you might get touched back. Depending on who I'm touching, I might want them to touch me back. That's the thing, though. Really, like, see, professional teacher, you still took me down the path I was trying not to go, still went down there. Yeah, let me just keep this conversation moving. Too many to pick one. Well, really, Shar, is that a different conversation that we need to have right about now? How did we get here? Oh my. Oh, huh. Too many to pick one, eh? Interesting. Might have to send you an Instagram message later. I want more details. Yeah, DJ Jen with the eyes. Yeah. I mean, when we talk about access and boundaries, you easy. Yeah. We're drifting. Oh yeah, we drifting. C.A. Gregory, welcome in, beautiful. I feel like it's been a minute since I've seen you in the Twitch streets. I hope you and your family are keeping well. So nice of you to join us. Yeah, you know what? When we talk about access and boundaries, it touches in that area as well, right? You meet the boy, the boy meets the girl. How much access do you give them? How soon do you give them that access? We don't have to spiral into that conversation right now, but just like food for thought, right? We get into that probationary period. When you meet somebody right out the gate, I'm very happy that you are here, right? That access that you have with the partner of choice, I'm trying to be politically correct here. How do you define that boundary, right? I was just having a conversation with somebody, and I'm glad that they're not in here right now. Just because you gave somebody access to you in that way once does not mean that they have access to you in that way all the time. That's where the boundaries come in. And that's usually where people get, I'm going to say, confused. Because for some reason, when somebody gets access to you, they feel that they should always have access to you. And yes, I'm talking about that, but I'm talking about all of that as well, right? We do play too much, don't we? But isn't that the fun of being here and just like, let's talk about all of it, the serious stuff as well as the crazy stuff? Sorry, I'm scrolling back up. What more details do you? No, you don't need more details. I need to put some boundaries around some of y'all in this conversation right about now. That's what I need to do. That's definitely what I need to do. But seriously, though, when you start thinking about the access that you give people, your partner, right? Eva Fonzo, welcome in, beautiful soul. So happy to have you here. I'm hearing a different side of you today. Keyword access. Yeah. I think having access, though, is a good thing. This is where I get into this struggle, right? No details as boundaries. Well, night's early, anything can happen, literally. When you give people access to you, they get an opportunity to really see what you are all about, right? And that's the part that I'm struggling with. I'm trying to figure out, how do I pull back that access, or how do I keep it within a range? How do I have boundaries? How do I have safe boundaries that still allows people to have the access to me that I want them to have, but still, I was working on my music, but I guess it can wait. Of course it can wait. Like, you're here with all of us, Smiles. Like, we were just there with you yesterday for the music. It can wait. Yeah. You can chime in. You can add some commentary about access and boundaries. You've been you're a big time DJ here on Twitch for a couple of years now. You can share some stories with us. Teach us some things. Yes, I just said that. Yeah, the access, DJ Jen. When you show who you are and what you're about, you should be able to do so in a way that lets people have the access to you and you still feel safe. That's where I struggle when I start talking about access and boundaries and how do I put this person in this box and how do I, there's all of that, because again, as I said before, if I have energy with you, I'm supposed to stream. Jen, let me know what time you're streaming. Depending on what time this wraps up, I will actually just send the raid over to you right out the gate. That would just makes that easy. I'm trying to figure out where we're going after this. If you are turning on, let me know and let me know what time. DH Lady, let me pause and go to this comment. I think it comes down to the type of exchange between the individuals. Yeah, I agree with you. I said it before, right? I don't care for the boundary. I don't care for boundaries. Not boundaries. I don't care for probationary periods. If my energy and yours aligns, right? Vulnerability, that word, whoo, that word. You better go warm up the system, because I don't know if I'm going to be here till 8 o'clock. I'll tell you that right now. Yeah, I said what I said. Vulnerability. There is something about feeling safe with someone to give them that access for you to be vulnerable, to be that trusting. That word will always come back to me when I'm talking about all this, right? For you to be able to trust them, to be that vulnerable. And I'm going to say, especially for women, it doesn't matter what your background is. Once, like, because actually, nope, that's not true. Taking that back. Men as well. Men are always in this position of being expected to be strong, right? So it becomes difficult for them to show that they can be vulnerable and trust somebody to have that access to them, to show that vulnerability. Because a lot of people would then say, well, that man is weak. And I'm thinking, no, that man is actually extra, extra strong. If you are comfortable to show somebody that level of vulnerability, that is huge. And that's where I probably get frustrated, because I always want to know that there's an opportunity to be able to give people access so they see the full, all sides of Tap the Soul, all sides of Tap the Soul, where you don't have to stop and think, oh, I can only see this part and this part, but this part is off limits because of whatever the reason is, right? And it could be because you don't trust them to be that vulnerable around them. And that's unfortunate. Trust is a big part. Yeah. Yeah, I said it. Michelle, I said it earlier. If my energy aligns to you, and I trust you, there's a love there. And that's all there is to it. There's a love there. It's an automatic love, and it never has to be about intimacy. There's that intimate, you know what I mean? So whether it's females, whether it's male to female, if I trust you, there is a love that I now have with you, for you. I want to know that you got me and that I got you. And that's all there is to it. And it doesn't have to be, oh, well, yeah, if you need a $20, you can call me and get it. Like, it's just, if you feel that you need to pick up the phone and reach out to me for whatever the reason is, trust me to be there for you. And if I can't talk to you at this time, I could talk to you at that time. I'm still there. You know, I'm still there. It may take me a bit longer to get back to you, or I'm there for you in real time if I can, right? And that trust needs to be in place for you to be vulnerable. And that's where I get back to the struggle of me trying to figure out that access and that boundaries piece. Those two words, I'm telling you, like, if I let you in, you're in. Like, come in, put up your feet, get comfortable. You now have access to every side. You may cringe at some of the sides that you see, because I can be a brat somewhat, not really. But again, you trust being with that person, that you can show that side of yourself and not have to feel concerned, right? You don't have to feel worried. I saw something earlier. To feel safe and be vulnerable is so important to me right now. Yeah. And I'm going to say, as I'm getting older, it's becoming more intense for me. You know, I'm at that point where I am literally 2 months and a bit away from turning 50. It doesn't even sound right saying that out loud publicly. But to know I'm turning 50, when I start looking back at my life, and I'm not looking back from a lens of, oh, I shouldn't have and I regret or any of that stuff. That's not it at all. I always believe that when I look back, I should be learning something about what I've done right, wrong, or need to continue doing to continue through my journey of life. So when I'm sitting there thinking, I've been on this earth for almost 50 years, I've done a lot. Italian gal, welcome in, sweetie. Welcome in. Yeah, Michelle, being your authentic self, right? And that's why I say the crazy. I'm a little bit of a brat, a little bit. I'm hoping that there's going to be like one or two individuals that's going to say, no, Tap the Soul, you're not a brat at all. You're just a beautiful soul. And yeah, but I know that's not going to happen. I'm not going to call out their names or anything. But you want to feel comfortable and vulnerable to show all aspects of yourself, right? And as I'm getting older and as I'm getting wiser, I'm going to say as well, right? You want to know that you've had enough seasoned experiences to take you through that journey to be more open, to be more trusting. But it's also made me a little bit more fragile and a little bit more delicate, because now I feel like I'm breaking a lot easier, right? 50 hit different. Yeah. I technically feel like I've already been there for a minute still, just saying. DJ Smiles, this is why I feel like I have to go and find new friends, right? Because yeah, but I appreciate you. Thank you for saying that I'm not a brat at all. I'm just going to make sure that this shows up on the screen. I might have to screenshot this piece and post later because it may serve, evidence that you actually agree that I'm not a brat. I don't think I'm a brat. I think it's just a part of my charm. I'm going to sip my tea as well. But part of the reason why I'm having this conversation at this stage of my life right now, I want to know that I've learned enough through the last 40 some odd years of my life to take the next 40 some odd years of my life in a path that will always bring me joy. Doesn't mean joy 24/7 and I'm, cotton candy clouds and all that kind of something. But you want to know that you've learned enough from your experiences to help you navigate better. Sharshi, saw this today. 60% of marriages, individuals feel lonely. They started being in love and later realized their partner did not match their life assignment. Yeah. I'm going to talk about that in my In Conversation next month. I'm going to say almost everything is not off the table. There's some things I might not touch on next when I do my In Conversation. I'm going to talk about that because I think a lot of people get stuck into relationships, whether it's marriage or not, and they stay because they feel obligated to stay. And it sounds bad to say that, but it is the truth, right? People grow, and sometimes you need to meet your partner at the right point in your life to complement their life and for them to complement your life. So this whole, I need to find like my good half. We're 100%. We're both 100%. It's how that both 100% come together and fuse together to make it even stronger, right? But that comes up a lot. And I think a lot of people, it was COVID, right? Like a lot of conversations that I've seen or heard or whatever the gossips are or whatever, a lot of relationships, the reality of the relationship hit during COVID. When you are confined with your partner and the dog and the cat and the kids for X amount of hours, there's no soccer practice and going to work and the business this and the business that. When you are stuck in the house together all the time, you really start to look at your partner. You're just thinking, this was my choice, eh? And I don't even think it was necessarily a bad choice. But I think to your point, like your life assignment becomes clearer to you at some point in your journey. And then you have to look at not even just your partner, but your friends, right? I've lost friends that I thought I'd be growing old with and celebrating my 50th birthday with. And we just grew apart. Their journey went there and my journey went there. And I still have love for them. I say it all the time. I have love and light for those people. But I just have to accept that where they are and where they went is very different from where I am and where I went. He doing drinks over here. Those of you who would like a drink, yes. If you can't grow together, Italian gal, I hope you're enjoying the conversation. Yo, I like your bike still. That's whoa, hey. If you can't grow together, better to go separate ways. Yeah. And sometimes that's not easy, right? I'm going to definitely touch on that next. I'll touch on that next month, I think. Yeah, I'll touch on that next month. No one wants to work through or for it. Marriage or relationship, yeah. Even friendships, right? So when you're saying relationship, it's even friendships. You can go through what you go through with a friend, with a partner, with a lover, whatever you want to call it. And it's just so much easier to be in malice and part. This is going to come back and bite me in my ass. It's so much easier to be in malice and part than to sort out how to solve it and continue with the marriage, continue with the relationship, continue with the friendship. And it's not even always the case that it's not worth it. It's just, I'm going to say it's laziness, right? Like, it's not even about the boundaries. It's not about the access. It's just, thank God you divorced right before COVID. Yeah. I heard some stories of people, listen, marriage and couples is working progress daily. Yeah. Italian gal, but a lot of people don't see that, right? People are caught up in the fairy tale of what you see in the movies, the happily ever after. Life is just beginning. Like when you say the I do, or you make that commitment to your partner that you are now it, and we're going to work on this and we're going to be a unit, that work continues every day. Like people get married, they do the honeymoon and they spend out the fairy tale, right? There's this whole thing that we watch on TV and you think that that's how your life are going to be. And it's just like, nah, it's ugly. And it's the same for friendships, right? Just because you connect with somebody and you have that friendship, there are always going to be ugly parts to it. If you really value that friendship, you work through it, or you make that decision that the journey has really come to an end. You've exhausted all possibilities to maintain it. You put that boundary in place, you cut off that access, and you keep it moving. COVID destroyed everything. You know what? COVID destroyed everything for some, and it gave everybody a blessing for others, right? If COVID didn't happen, I wouldn't be sitting here meeting all of you having this conversation right now. For me, that's a blessing. I'm grateful for that. I lost people in my family. I've lost people in my family from COVID, and I will mourn that loss. And my condolences to those of you who have had that happen as well, right? It's a curse and a blessing. Yeah. Yeah. Right. Do people still say stuff like my lover? Yeah, 50-year-olds or almost 50-year-olds. Apparently, yeah, we do. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we do. We do. Damn it. Yes, we do. Don Garnett. Yes, we do. But definitely a curse and a blessing. And I think that ties back to Sharishi's comment about being about your life assignment, right? There's some people who realize that, yeah, T. Dennis, yeah, exactly, right? Yeah, we do. Yeah, damn it. Sharishi, you talked about the life assignment. I know people, and there's people here, right? Maybe not in this chat right now, but people I've talked to, they didn't know they were going to be a DJ on Twitch. COVID made them a DJ on Twitch. They always loved the music. They always wanted to play. They never had the time to play, that, the kids, the spouse, or whatever. And they decided to get some equipment and learn, and other people help them and they've learned. And they now DJ on Twitch, and some of them now DJ outside of Twitch, right? People have Dr. Donna Dundas. Welcome in, beautiful soul. Welcome in, welcome in. People have changed careers. Twitch has become fam. Yeah, and with every family, there's good people and bad people. Just want to say that as well. It destroyed many youths. Yeah, it did. Yeah. And I think for young kids, the downside of COVID, because there is a downside as well as it's still a blessing, a lot of these kids did not have quality time with their parents. They spent most of their time in a daycare, in a school system, and then there's, choir practice, soccer practice, football, and cheerleading, and whatever else along the way. Being in a lockdown with your parents, I mean, some parents realize how much they hate their kids. I know, I heard people say it. They realize how much you really appreciated teachers, because those teachers had to deal with your badass kids. Yes, I said that, because some of them kids out there are badass, right? They had to deal with your badass kids while you were doing the job and doing this and doing that, right? So a lot of the folks, when they hear teachers striking, thank you for the follow. I can't even see who that is. I'm sorry. When people hear, about the teachers striking, think about what they do. Think about how those of you who have kids, or people that had kids and you were locked up and confined with them for the last 3 years, think about what those teachers have to put up with 30 of those kids in a classroom every day, 5 days a week, right? You spent 3 years with yours. Just think about those teachers speaking and dealing with those kids, plus the other 29 kids in a classroom, for those that were 30 kids in a class, because I know some people have more. Let me catch up to some of these comments, and let me just wheel this back. Okay, hold on. There's something I saw. DJ Smiles. I'm going to ignore that comment because I don't know, that is risky. The educators, yeah. And it broke families. Like, think about it. Joe, hurt him. Please don't hurt him. But thank you for coming in. Welcome to In Conversation with. I'm going to say Tap the Soul and the Collective, as we talk about behind my smile, what's behind yours, access and boundaries. Wow, that's a mouthful. That was nice of you to join in the conversation right out of the gate. I want to pin your comment. Sorry, before I pin your let me pin your comment first. T. Dennis, I'm coming back to your comment after. Lockdown really opened up people's eyes to many things in their lives that they took for granted. Yeah. And for me, and I always say, like, I was in a lockdown. Olax hears it all the time. I was in a bubble before lockdown. Lockdown for me took me out of my bubble. It maybe took me too far out of my bubble where I wanted to go back into it. And that's because I gave people a lot of access with no boundaries, which is what I'm trying to learn right now. But at the same time, me here in front of all of you guys, there's people in my real life that have already messaged me that's like, yo, government name insert here. That's like, yo, I can't believe like you're actually back out in public, because people have not seen me. If you didn't go to a concert or a basketball game that I was at, you did not see me. That was it. Like I didn't exist. I literally fell off the face of the earth. And if you didn't work in my industry, you definitely did not see me. So I have to say that COVID lockdown gave me the opportunity to reclaim myself and come back out and be amongst the peoples. T.E. Dennis. I'm a grown-ass woman and talk lover talk with men too. Best convos with men. Yeah. I was going to say something there, but I might get in trouble, so I'm just not going to. I FaceTime, cooked, and played so many games with my young adults in BC and Toronto. I loved it. Yeah, it brought people together, but it also broke a lot of people up. And not just people to people, like people within themselves. Like there's people who are by themselves. This is Disco Darren, right? Yeah, Disco Darren. Oh boy, it's a good thing that we're going to be reading out soon. I always get nervous when he's here. I hope those of you in the chat are already following Disco Darren. Welcome in, beautiful soul. And I'm hoping that you voted for him in the Twitch Awards. The ceremony will be next week, Monday. Yeah, a lot of people lost themselves and a lot of people found themselves. So Joe heard him. Thank you. I really actually love your comment. I'm going to scroll down because I feel like I'm missing some other stuff along the way. I think it's always about perspective. Yeah, it is. It is. DJ Smiles. Men talk to women differently, so a dude wouldn't really say that to another dude. Huh. And some men talk to women like they're talking to a man. They're that kind of comfortable. Yeah, there's that as well, which is good. No disputes there. It's just a thing sometimes, right? I'm going to just keep that moving right there. So much things. Yeah, things and say. Yeah. It's interesting because every time I get ready to turn on, I'm never sure of how the conversation will go. And it's interesting when you folks chime in and speak up. I was the opposite. I was always out. Now I prefer to be home. I don't like the busy life. Yeah. When I feel like an old woman now telling tales. My 30th birthday, I went to a jam on my 30th birthday. I was going to do a party and I was just like, I'm not doing a party. There's too many people I know and too many DJs I know. Someone's going to get offended. I don't put them on the bill, whatever. So I decided I was going to go to one of like a big typical Toronto party here, celebrate my 30th. It was great until I started seeing some of my friends' kids there. And I was like, yeah, that's when it's time for me to pack it up. Like, I don't want to be in the club with my friends' kids. No, it gets a little awkward. I just felt like that I was done. And then here in Toronto, we seem to operate differently. So there's just some people they stay in a bubble of a certain type of way and they don't allow you to evolve. And that's what they say. Some people that have parted ways from, they're still the exact same way that they were in the 90s and we're in 2023. And there's nothing wrong with that. If that's where they want to stay and that's where they're comfortable. I truly do believe though, that we are all supposed to always be nurturing and growing and evolving. And yeah, I don't want to stick with the version I was in the 90s. If I was to stay that version I was in the 90s, it would not. Yeah. Straight and grandkids. Yeah. Well, even now, like it's weird now because I'm just like, I don't want to have. I don't want to be in a club and I am jamming with kids that, in some cases I used to change their diapers. Like it just doesn't, no, it just doesn't do it for me. Disco Darren, you have that effect on women. They melt when I'm in their presence. Okay, you could interpret it as melting. I'd probably view it differently, but I still welcome that you are here. I'm going to go with that. I'm always happy that you show up. Professional teacher, 90s was the best. From what I can remember, my 90s were awesome. My 90s and even into the early 2000s. Yeah. There's an era of music that we all vibe to. And I think we can all agree in this chat right now because we're somewhere in the same age group. when you hear 90s music, when I hear 90s music, I can remember the club, the hairstyle, you know, who I was with, what I was doing, uh, who I was doing. Um, there's a whole energy bubble of the 90s that I think holds a special place for me. Missy Bell, close your eyes, because I'm sure you have a couple of those as well. I don't know if I would ever find that again in any other era of my life. A lot of what I've learned about who I am today, DJ Exclusive 758, welcome in, welcome in. I think you streamed earlier and I missed it. And Mr. GQ Love, welcome in, welcome in. And I think all of us can say it, when you hear a 90s track, whether it's, you know, the New Jack Swing or whatever, old school hip hop, it really just takes you back to a place and space where I can't find that now, you know, and you know, T Dennis, you said it perfectly, right? I need a big people party right now. I thought about doing a 50th birthday party. I was talking about it. A couple of DJs already agreed to be a part of it. And I was just like, no, I need to do something different. I don't want to be at a dance. And it's not that I don't want to party and have a good time. It just different space and place, right? Different space and place. Joe Hurdum. I like your name, by the way. It flows nice. I'm very appreciative that I'm in my 40s as I aspire to keep growing to be a better version of myself each year. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. And a lot of people are sometimes not willing to do that. Like they don't even give access to themselves to do that. They put themselves within their own boundary from doing that. And that boggles my mind as well. But again, it's where you're comfortable. It's where you feel safe, right? Mr. GQ Love, I think you already did a shout out for him. If you haven't, can you please do so? DJ Exclusive, I know you already got a shout out. Welcome in. So nice of you to be here. Let me scroll. Yeah, I love old school hip hop. Same. And I'm trying to be, I'm trying not to be that old person. I'm trying to respect the new music. A lot of what is out there today, it's an evolution, right? When we listen to 80s hip hop to 90s hip hop, the 80s hip hop, people have some things to say about 90s hip hop. Same thing with the early 2000s and, you know, generations after that. You know, Dubs in conversation was saying, like, what do you call a throwback? What do you consider old? And when I think about old school hip hop and I'm saying the 90s, like we're in 2023, do the math. Like that is just crazy. But when I listen to the new music, it's a lot to ingest the music today. It is. For me, Missy Bell, you know what it is? The music today, I am focused on the beat more than I am the lyrics. Like half of the lyrics, I will never respect or appreciate. I think it's trash. And to every artist out there, whoever listens to this or sees a YouTube clip or whatever, sorry, I said what I said. I think they've lost the whole element of what music should be. And I'm not even just talking about hip hop. I'm talking about R&B as well. Like when you listen to new R&B, there's some new artists out there who have kept it on an authentic pace of appreciation. And then some who have just taken it to a level of, I don't want to say trash because everybody's entitled to express themselves how they want to. But I think there's a level of class that could be refined into some of the R&B music that we listen to and the hip hop. Yeah. October London. Let me tell you, October London hits us. Yeah. Anybody who does not know who October London is, go to your Apple Music, your Google Play, your Spotify, look them up on YouTube. October London is, and again, you know what it is though? October London takes us back to the Marvin Gaye era. Like that, his whole essence is that era. And you can't mess with good music, but he's taken it to a newer generation and respected the art and the craft about it, right? I know I'm missing some things about it. Oh, my big sis is here. My big sis, Miriam. Welcome in. I think they're only promoting nonsense and blocking the actual talent. Yeah, because nonsense is selling. Like, think about it, right? I didn't want to say, Disco Darren, I didn't want to say it's trash. There's some that is really just trash. And there's some I'm trying to appreciate along the way. Because I just think we created the monsters that are out there today. You realize that, right? Like we created the monsters that are out there today. This music is going to keep evolving. And some of us are going to say we don't want to take credit for it. But a lot of us didn't stop the music from going down the path. And when I say the us, it's this us altogether, right? The music industry just took it and just claimed it and just ran with it. And none of us actually tried to fight back, right? You have a lot of underground artists that are thriving out there in their bubble that we don't even get to see. And for me, Spotify, the algorithm on Spotify has introduced me to so many artists that allows me to actually learn who some of these other people are that are not in the big lane, are not big lanes, big names. Olax, October London. You will appreciate his music. Joe heard him. It's okay to be that old person, as you perspective that young individuals are not aware of. That's why when we were young, the older generation had a love for their music that we now understand. Yeah. I'm now that person would be like, you listen to that trash, but then some of that trash I actually do also listen to. If it's the music that's going to make me put my foot on that gas pedal and just like hit the highway, hopefully with no traffic, I'll appreciate the beat and the bass, but the lyrics, no, I don't want to hear it. Not interested in hearing it. Yeah, it is broken. The era of legends is lost. Yeah, there's very few under the frock type of guns. Yeah. And it's just like, I don't want to seem like I'm being, I don't want to say a prude, but like, I agree. Like, if you are comfortable with your sexuality, you should be able to express it and you should be able to put it in a song. But there's so many songs out there that we can listen to. DJ Soap the Sage, is that you? Is that who I see? There you are. Welcome in. I think there's a lot of ways that you can tell a story and you can really talk about sex, and it shouldn't have to be trashy. Unless that's your personal preference, right? I guess everybody has their personal preference. You're supposed to respect that. But I think the industry has overdosed it in such a way that it doesn't allow the younger generation to appreciate some of the older music and the culture of it to really get a good balance, right? It promotes violence and degrades women in the worst way. Yeah, I agree. If a convo isn't natural, we don't need to have them. Yeah, I agree with that. DJ Smiles, yeah. I will never do a forced conversation, just to kind of tie that back in. DJ Soap the Sage, welcome in, beautiful. Welcome in. But so much is sampled into today's music. Well, Missy Bell, even the 90s, right? The 90s was sampling a lot of the stuff that we grew up to in the 60s, 70s, like, oh, yeah, they take it way over the top. C.A. Gregory, yeah. And again, I'm not trying to say that you can't be and you shouldn't express, but there's a way to do it in a classy way that still is probably even more erotic than just saying, tear off the panty and jump in the draw. Like this, there's other ways to do it, right? Lily, I recently heard a few songs from a Canadian artist, Alison Russell. I actually need to write that down because I want to know. The name sounds familiar, but I'm drawing a blank right now. So thank you for that. I'm going to definitely check that out. Apple Blossom, you can hear that, eh? Huh. Yeah, what you're hearing is what you think you're hearing. And yes, I did, but it's still going to do what it's doing. Janelle Monet, please hydrate. Apple Blossom. I can't even believe that the mic actually picked up that sound. Sorry, Six Boss. I'm sorry, honey. I didn't see you. Come in here as I hydrate. Welcome in. Yeah, I'm going to leave that alone. Welcome in. For those of you, I don't know if I think you already got a shout out, but please follow Six Boss. She has an interesting variety channel of conversations. I've never played disco. Sorry. The Janelle Monet part, Missy Bell. Yeah, I'm not going to touch that. I'm intentionally leaving that alone because I think that's a whole conversation within itself. But yes. Yeah. I love her music. I love that she's comfortable to express herself. Gator Boy, welcome in. We're actually going to be wrapping up in a couple minutes. We can all hear it. Oh, wow. DJ Smiles, please be nice to me. Now you're thirsty. Yeah. She was in town last week. Did anyone see her? If you're talking about Janelle Monáe, I didn't. I actually haven't been. I think I've only been to like 2 concerts since COVID has given us back our freedom. And part of that is I feel like I can no longer afford concert tickets. The tickets are ridiculously priced lately. I'm trying to think of the last concert I went through. Probably Mahalia. Mahalia is a good one. She has some good music out there. And then yeah, Kendrick Lamar. For me, hip hop. I'm okay with his music. I don't know if I'm okay with all of his music, but I'm definitely okay with his music. Janelle Monáe, oh, she's the bomb. Yeah. Miss DJ Soap the Sage. Yes, you are late. But guess what? This will be posted on Twitch momentarily, and then it will eventually make its way to YouTube. I am behind on videos on YouTube. I will get up to speed on that. Sexy Carla, welcome in. It's always nice to see you pop in here. Happy Wednesday. I hope you're having a fantastic week. You know, I'm just thinking about the fact that Apple Blossom is going to leave me a message that I'm not going to appreciate after the end of this stream. Apple Blossom, just remember to love me, okay? I've given you access. Tap the soul. I didn't say anything when it went off the first time, me being nice. There are people in my life. Let me do it this way. Let me go this way. There are people in my life who I have given access to that I will never put a boundary around. And it is mainly because those people that I have given access to have shown me that they have always got me. I can call it a list of names because some of you are on this chat right now. Y'all know who you are. Just pat yourself on the back and just be happy. Hit the kitchen after the stream. Wow, you guys are all coming for me. Again, another one. I love the access that some of you have gotten in my life. I will never put boundaries around you because I know that you are coming from a place of love, and I appreciate all of you. And I'm saying this right now because I'm just like, man, these messages going to be nasty when I turn off this stream. Air Supply. See, I would love to go and see Air Supply. I already told you guys my age. So of course, why wouldn't I want to go and see them? I can't pay $140 for nosebleed tickets. No, I'm not in that. Nah. Mish, I hear you. Apple Blossom, you're laughing, eh? Let me just put that. Oh, wow. Woo, wow. This is going to be intense. For those of you who have access to me, I may decide to put my phone on do not disturb to avoid said messages that I know are coming for me momentarily. So if I don't respond to you and I don't answer your phone call, well, you know what's up. There we go. Yeah, we're just going to leave that there. Let me see what's here. If you're close with DJ Smiles, he's going to make sure he cuss you nicely if he love you. Yeah, we'll go with that. Joe Hurdham, I would like you to please come back again. I would really enjoy having more conversation with you. Thank you for allowing me to build with such a loving and intellectually minded community. Appreciate y'all. Yeah, definitely. And I don't know if you stream. I don't know if you're new to Twitch, but there's a whole community of people. Please feel free to connect with folks. I'm pretty sure I'm going to follow you after. If you're not already doing so, find me on Instagram, TaptheSoul. Find me on YouTube, TaptheSoul. Next week, Monday, we have the Twitch Awards, where a number of us in this chat have been nominated. Disco Darren has been nominated. I've been nominated. Mish has been nominated. Who else is still in this chat? I don't know if I've missed you. I apologize. There's quite a few others in our community that have been nominated. There's quite a few that should have been nominated. I think we need to address that for next year, right? Community supporting the community. I'm trying to think what else. Born for Music Raid will be back on October the 18th. The lineup is already identified. I'm just waiting for my flyer guy to drop my flyer so I can share it with all of the people. I'm sitting here right now and I'm starting to feel nervous about what my phone is going to sound like when I get off of this. Yeah, to the kitchen, right? Yeah. You know what, Mish, don't let me have to put some boundaries around you right about now, because now you're going to make me change my mind about all of that. I'm just saying. Six Boss, yeah. Let me do another. Let me hydrate with some proper water. Give me 1 second, because I know that I'm going to see another message pop up on my phone momentarily. Yeah, so Six Boss, you missed the conversation. So yeah, we've been talking about boundaries and access. And I think for me, it's a learning lesson. I'm still trying to learn how to give people who are deserving the access to me. And I'm trying to figure out how to put boundaries around those people to protect myself, and also to preserve and protect the relationship, whether it's, a relationship or a friendship, or, those who are in marriages, like just figuring out how do you put those boundaries in place that keeps things healthy, right? Yeah. Wow. DJ Smalls is on like full militant mode right about now. So we're going to wrap this up because I'm about to put my phone on do not disturb. Boundaries are important. You heard me all just say that there's some people in my life that have access that I will never put boundaries around. I may have to revise that comment in a few minutes. We're going to see. With that said, I'm going to wrap this up here. I want to thank you all for being here for Behind My Smile, What's Behind Yours, Access and Boundaries. There is more of this conversation that is definitely going to be happening. I'm still learning. So if you're not already doing so, please follow me on Instagram. I also share a lot of posts there. I'm working in these. Yeah. It's hard to define the boundaries, right? And I really just wanted to stir up the thought and bring the conversation here. I may try and see if I will pop up on Sunday, so maybe we might carry on the conversation. The next conversation is technically mine on October the 11th. I may do something before that. I will have another Behind My Smile coming up the first week of October, I think. The topic to be defined. DJ Teddy Stream, welcome in. Thank you for being here. Good morning. It's definitely late for you. Sharshi, yeah, thank you. I'm always glad when you guys show up, right? It's nice to just chat and be able to just learn things. Like you guys are teaching me things. And right now I'm going to have to learn to wrap this up before someone sends me a nasty message while my phone is not on Do Not Disturb. With that said, yeah, why is he still up? This man is like always on Twitch. He doesn't sleep. You need a daily show. Definitely good for my soul. T.E. Dennis. I'm working on something. Stay tuned. I don't know if it'll be daily, but I am working on something. I definitely, yeah. Wonders why she's getting nasty messages. Oh, you weren't here, and hopefully you won't hear it before I log out. So for those of you who were here, I want to say thank you again for being here. I truly thank you. I said in the beginning of the stream, I didn't even think I was going to last this long. The pain is still being a pain in my ass, and it's about to get a little bit worse right about now, emotionally. So I'm going to log off now. DJ Jen is live. We're going to send this right over to her. I will see you all again, maybe on Sunday, maybe Sunday evening. We'll see how that goes. Whoa, this shit really just popped up right on cue. Apple Blossom, if you can trigger the raid out message, I need to go right now before this gets really ugly, really fast. Anybody that I've missed and I've not given a proper shout out, I want to again thank you for being here. And my call to action is really you being accountable to yourself. Think about those who you have given access to. Think about those who you've put boundaries in place with. And just reevaluate what's working for you, what's not working for you, and what do you need to do to continue to protect your peace, protect your sanity, to make your soul happy, right? Just that, like, that's where I'm at right about now. So I'm still learning. I will continue to share. I'm trying to find my raid out, whatchamacallit thingy, because now I'm just like nervous that the violence is about to hit. Have you started the raid message yet? You have not. You have not. You have. Perfect. I'm going to hit the button right now. So once again, thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you for being you. Love, peace, and blessings. And I am out.